Similarly, household scraps become useful items in the cycle of creating fertility.
The wormery is very useful to us indeed. Basically, all of our kitchen waste goes straight into the worm bin. It's very close, obviously, to the kitchen, just outside the back door. And we probably extract the material from it maybe once, possibly twice a year. It's very good for the compost itself. It's good for making a mix, potting compost or putting onto the garden. And we find we get a very good liquid drained from the worm compost.
Worm pea is jolly good.
Yes, we mix with water, and certainly for feeding tomatoes and those sort of plants at this time of the year, really gives them a good fillip.
Indeed, indeed. There's a lot of people seem to have a problem with wormeries. They either let them get too wet or too dry, or don't feed them often enough, or give them too many acid things. The trick is that we get our bread from the local bakers. He gives it to us in a bag, paper bag. We shred the bag, we put it in every time we buy a loaf of bread, 3 or 4 times a week. We also give a little bit of newspaper sometimes, sort of odd pieces of paper. A little bit of calcified seaweed is jolly useful if you like us eat a lot of chilies and onions and things like that, which are probably the worms don't find that digestible. But basically keeping the acid level down is really important, and making sure there's sufficient moisture retentive capacity. You can drain off the worm pea at the bottom regularly, and that keeps it down, but also adding woody material occasionally, and newspaper is really useful, any sort of paper product, because it absorbs some of the liquid and it makes it more friable. The worms have an easier time of it, and it doesn't get hot.